On this episode of Wrecks to Riches,
What are you asking for?
Barry finds a junked American classic in his own backyard.
You could show a picture to anyone on the planet, pretty much, and they could tell you what it was.
This 57 Chevy is heading to the auction showroom
I think it's going to make a super muscle car.
until Tony breaks the news.
We're going to replace half the damn car by the time we're done.
Medic,
You might want to stop drawing that.
does Barry have a plan B?
Well, we got to think about how we're going to get out of this.
8,600.
How to make a buck. The Barry White way.
Just rip that out of there.
Find a wreck.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Sleeping underneath there?
Get the right people,
Jen, do something.
What do you want me to do? I don't want to hear that.
Go draw something.
the right parts,
Easy.
and go to work.
Bring it on.
Then hope
It's flawless.
someone wants to buy it.
Let your money bring you happiness.
That's how you get from wrecks to riches.
Yeah!
Barry White lives cars. Even during his morning walk with his dog Deuce, he can't escape the pull of American steel. Opportunity can knock when you least expect it.
We kind of let a lot of things fall in our lap. It typically happens. When you're not looking for it, that's when you find it.
Today, it's a 57 Chevy in his own neighborhood of Corona, California.
We get a lot of people emailing us and asking us if we're going to do a 50s car.
So far, Barry's super muscle line has celebrated the 60s and 70s. But his neighbor might just change that.
Oh,
How you doing?
hey, I'm doing well. How you doing?
Good.
Nothing like a car to bring the neighborhood together.
How are you? I see your Chevy.
Yeah, putting it up for sale again.
Again?
Yeah, well, you know, I've put that sign on and off a few times over the last couple of years, but this time I'm serious about it.
This time you're serious?
Yeah.
Well, I might be serious too.
Barry's thinking he could make his fans happy and his neighbor happy at the same time.
I think
Could be destiny.
A 57 Chevy, because of the fins and that whole era, is the most recognizable car. I think you could show a picture to anyone on the planet, pretty much, and they could tell you what it was.
We've had it about 15 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like
and-
it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, well, it's been a daily driver for us.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you asking for it?
I'm thinking probably about 13,000 for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do some investigating.
Sure.
And
Barry's gonna think it over, but this car has bitten him.
Okay, Barry,
all
thanks
right,
a lot.
Thank you.
See ya.
This icon of American motoring came in 3 flavors. The basic 150, the mid-range 210, and the upscale Hollywood classic, the Bel Air. Its headlights, wide grille, and tail fins set a new design benchmark, along with the first GM small block V8 since 1918. This car crowned the 50s and remains one of the most desirable vehicles of any era. That afternoon, Barry's ready to do a deal.
Well, I'm thinking kind of, 10-ish. Yeah, that's a few grand off. Huh?
Well-
but we'll, it'd be a cash deal. We'll pay
Yeah.
you cash money. But, yeah, if you want to
Okay.
do that.
No, that would be
That good?
great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to keep
Fantastic.
it in the neighborhood.
Thanks a lot.
High Roller Special. Sometime Maui, 8,000.
In 4 weeks, the car has an appointment in Vegas, where money talks.
12.5. Everybody come in.
It's fast, it's furious, it's a crapshoot.
Say hello to goodbye. Everybody else, $25,000.
But Barry's thinking classic American iron can flush out bidders.
White. Sold.
A super muscle 57 Chevy will be a Barry White first,
Set it here for right now. All this stuff has to come off.
but that's a ways off. Right now, the team are turning a perfectly good everyday driver into a box of parts.
We've never done a 50s car as a super muscle car, so we plan on doing the whole 57 150 with bigger wheels and tires and brakes, probably a big block Chevy in it, and probably an automatic transmission, air conditioning, make a hot rod out of it. I think it's going to make a super, super muscle car. I'm looking forward to it.
They'll rebuild it from the ground up, creating a timeless 57 with 2007 technology.
You know, we're gonna make a pretty classy car out of this. We're not just gonna, you know, paint it a bright color and call it a day.
This is the chance of a lifetime for Chris. To play with one of America's great automotive designs is something he dreamed of since he was a boy.
I came out of the womb saying car. I've been into cars since I was a little kid. You know, my parents encouraged me to pick up a pen and a pencil and kind of scribble out a car. They started out with tires that were flat and square and kind of misshapen and, you know, lumpy pictures. I'd sit there and watch TV and have my little sketch pad and I'd draw a car and, you know, bore the hell out of my family by showing them all the pictures I was drawing.
Chris has helped Barry create jaw-dropping styles for 4 years now. And there's big expectations for a 50s idol. The Chevy is back from sandblasting. Paint and body guy Tony Correa sees nothing but bad news.
Somebody did a meatball repair years ago. They just welded a bunch of square patches over a bunch of holes. That's not the right way to fix this.
This side looks better.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely better over here, but it looks like it needs a lower piece.
Look at that a little farther, you know, the lower back panel by the bumper, that's all rusted out. Did they make this back panel, Chris?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Left A pillar, windshield pillar, it needs some replacement. The trunk's rusted out.
Somebody attempted to put some...
Yeah, oh, this... The front floor pans are rusted out. There's body filler everywhere. We're going to replace half the damn car by the time we're done.
Maybe the 50s wasn't such a neat idea when you only have 4 weeks.
You're about 4 to 6 weeks in body work alone.
Okay, so then we have to take it with primer on it to Las Vegas to sell it.
Half the body work done. And
That's not going to work.
and give him a picture.
A no-show is not an option. Time to think fast.
Anybody give me 200,000? How much? I got 50,075. 50,000 down into 75 now 100.
In 25 days, Las Vegas will be humming with gamblers, buyers, and sellers at the Cruise Auto Auction. Everyone wants something in Vegas. Question is, how much will they pay?
$25,000. What?
Buyers have it easier.
This is your last chance.
Selling is where the stress is.
Sold.
Barry White's been there before. He's won some money, lost some money, transforming junkers into objects of desire.
Somebody did a meatball repair years ago.
But plans for his neighbor's 57 Chevy have just blown out.
We don't have enough time to do the quarter panels the way we need to do them.
The body is shot. Rust and dodgy repairs need 3 weeks to fix.
That would only give us a week to put the car together, which is, you know, almost impossible. Well, we got to think about how we're going to get out of this, how we can do it. We either got to get another car or we got to come up with a solution.
I don't know. It's your call on that one.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Of course, there's always the old drag racers option. Last year, Barry and the boys turned a docile 60s Chevy Nova into a monster. A 700-plus horsepower supercharged 427 big block dragster. It was race legal, it was street legal. Barry's made up his mind.
You might want to stop drawing that.
Why?
Yeah, this is going to be really time consuming.
Yeah.
Because of the shape of the car. You guys have both seen the car.
Yeah.
My thought is that everybody liked gangrene. Why don't we turn this thing into a gasser? Let's quit screwing around.
Fine.
Raw 57 Chevy.
Building a gasoline-powered dragster, they can cut some corners. There'll be no finding parts all over the country. Now, they'll just make their own.
The good part is we got good people here and good fabricators, and a lot of it falls on our shoulders this time. It's not so much restoration parts or any of that stuff.
For Chris, the bar just got higher. He needs a new design to capture the 50s racing era. For inspiration, he's come to the National Hot Rod Association Museum. If it's fast and famous, it's here.
Very cool.
This is hallowed ground for racing historians.
This is a very historically significant car, Stone Woods and Cook. Everybody knows about this car. This car is the closest thing to what we're doing. Visually, you've got candy paint. You have to have candy paint on a gasser. I mean, that's just the two go hand in hand.
Let's do like candy red or something. Let's just do obnoxious.
Yeah, candy and gold leaf, everything.
Yeah.
Colored windows. It's got a 4-port injector system on it, which was really popular then.
Blower sticking out of the hood.
4-port.
4-port, the whole deal.
Tilt front end.
Very cool.
Are these guys having fun or what?
Something that we didn't do on the last gasser was tires like this.
That's 29 inches. That's where the top of the tire would be.
There wasn't a whole lot of space under the car, so the solution was just cut a big opening for the tire and shove it outside the car. Doing a 57 Chevy, but with the themes that are on this car, this thing is going to look awesome.
This is one time Chris doesn't mind going back to the drawing board. Barry wants to experiment with a radical gold-red candy paint. Nothing will be over the top for this super muscle gasser. In fact, the whole team are down with Barry's new direction. No one's happier than Tony. A snap-on front section arrived overnight.
Wait till he steps on it. We're doing it more for the look and the coolness of it tipping open. Typically of its day, they would have done it because it saved you probably 500 pounds in sheet metal on the front of the car. In a drag racing world, that's a half a second.
With 3 weeks to auction, Barry needs the 57 in paint ASAP. And all panels must be gapped and fitted perfectly to pull off the coolest paint job they've ever attempted.
You have to put the base on evenly, you have to put the candy on evenly, which means you really need to have the car together. Otherwise, you're going to get the car striped dark and light. The front end could be a little darker than the back end and all that.
This radical red starts with a gold base.
Kind of look like a color that your grandma's old curtains would be or something.
The gold?
Yeah, that gold.
Hard to believe they can get to red from here, but Barry's counting on it.
The candy is so transparent that you're actually going to see through the paint to the gold base. The level of skill it takes to do a candy, not anybody can do it. Because if you get a door too dark, you got to make the whole car that dark. You can't lighten up something.
To achieve the unique color will cost $8,000. With bodywork and paint, the 57 owes Barry 18 grand by the first week. But all Barry's thinking about now is how he'll steal the auction.
And this is going to be one of the most vibrant colors you're going to see. This is probably going to be the brightest, coolest color that we put on any of the cars so far.
Well, that was the plan. But after a day in paint, the experiment isn't working.
It is definitely turning red, but it's got a really huge gold cast to it. There's no toner.
The red just isn't coming through.
It's a little bit different because we don't normally shoot this type of paint. So there's a little bit of a learning curve here.
Tony's out for the day.
What do you think, Jen?
And it'll change a little with the clear, but not a whole lot.
He'll be coming home to an unwelcome party.
Call Tony and find out why this has metallic in it.
This could get ugly.
Better than money in the bank at that price.
Barry White wants to be at a Las Vegas auto auction in less than 3 weeks.
Car ought to be bringing double that. 15.
Instead of bringing a super muscle car from the 60s, he has a new date for the party. An older date.
We get a lot of people emailing us and asking us if we're going to do a 50s car.
A 57 Chevy. It was an everyday driver. Now, it's becoming a super blown gasser.
This thing is gonna look awesome.
But after 2 days in the booth, this isn't the color Barry signed up for.
It separates the
We'd be
metallic.
better off just spraying that over white.
Would have been more red.
Barry thinks Tony's ordered metallic red instead of candy red.
Usually candies don't have metallic. They're usually a color tone or a silver or gold with a very red transparent color that goes over, and you keep putting it on until you get the hue you want.
Hey, Tony, it's Chris.
Tony's off-site and in trouble.
Hey, they're spraying the red on the car, and they've got the first kind of coat on the whole car, and it just looks bronze.
Barry's banking on an exclusive paint job to bring in the bucks at auction. Like Tony doesn't know, he just wants Barry to trust him. It just needs more coats.
It takes about 4 to 5 coats of the red before it.
Okay, let's keep going. Keep going, I know. Well, you're panicking on me, Flo. It's all your fault. You're panicking on me. Keep going. Keep going.
Barry's never had so much writing on one paint job. But the next day, Tony is vindicated.
Wow, that changed it, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of a color change.
That's gorgeous. That's red.
But I don't know if you can get it any redder than that.
It's amazing. I would have never thought that was going to happen.
That's the sound of Barry eating humble pie.
Didn't know
We weren't as smart as we think we are, huh? Hot rod guys think they know everything, don't they?
We don't?
When Tony's finished polishing, no one will doubt him.
Candy's very transparent. You can see through it. Stick your finger in it, and all you'll have is like just a tint of red. I mean, basically, you're still going to see the flesh tone color of your finger. That's how transparent the paint is. And basically, it takes coats to where you're liking the color.
Some of the boys feel guilty they question the paintmeister.
Do you need a hug or something? Come on, let's hug it out. Let's hug it out. Come on, man.
Barry wants to rebuild the front end, to reduce weight and make room for a race engine. The 57's chassis gets the mother of all nose jobs.
We want the car nose high and kind of old drag race thing. We want to put the blown injected big block Chevy in it. So it's a lot about a look, but they would have done it back then for the weight. Perfect.
A drag car is a fabricator's dream. A chance to recraft a vehicle to your own specifications.
We're going to slit this here. We're going to wedge it out. This is actually starting to flare out right here. So we're going to cut this and bring this in and re-weld that.
Bet GM didn't think of this in 1957.
We'll basically butt weld them back together. Then we'll put on what they call a fish plate, which is a triangular plate that goes on the edge. And what that does is it gives a strength, shear strength, right at that piece.
Strength and speed. Barry's been chasing them since his first ride. But in all his years of building, he's never compromised safety. The 57 will be missile-proof.
You turn the body into a cocoon that you're sitting in. You make a triangle out of it and it makes it stronger. So what we're doing is coming off the back to the main hoop, coming off the main hoop forward to protect the driver and your hands, your steering, your legs. And then from there, we actually kick into the firewall and then go out to the nose of the car, which gives the strength to the nose of the car where all the power is being applied to the chassis. And it triangulates that front area to the cage back here.
The Chevy will be prepared for the worst. His previous super muscle gasser, Gangrene, hit 110 miles per hour in 6 seconds down the quarter mile. He's hoping to go faster with the 57.
A 60s race car has to have a name.
We're gonna name it another disease, like the last one, or
We
do
don't
you
have
want
to do a disease. We can do something. It's got to be something crazy.
What about like Eliminator or something along those lines?
You know, it can't be a frou-frou name. It's got to be.
It's got to be
Frou-frou? Not like
Exterminator.
Exterminator.
that'll work.
That's kind of cool.
14 days to auction, and the red monster has a name. Chris works on the design for the graphic artist.
When you're doing a car like this is just fun. This is just pure fun. And I'm kind of treating it that way, and I'm having a blast doing it. This isn't just a 57 Chevy. This is the Exterminator.
This car's more about the way it looks than anything. When you cruise into a cruise night, you want people to look at it and have that wow factor.
Barry will have only one artist brand the Exterminator. Gold leaf expert Phil Whetstone.
He does a lot of nostalgia race cars. You know, sprint cars, Indy cars, drag cars. And he's really, that's kind of his main line, is to do all that kind of stuff and the paint on them.
Phil's laying on $300 in gold.
This particular gold is what they call patent gold. It's stuck to a paper tissue. And anyway, it's 22 karat. It's the real stuff.
As Phil meticulously works his magic, Barry's thinking further down the track, down the racetrack. When the Chevy is done, he's challenged shop foreman Adam to a race.
I think the Exterminator's going to take me. It's going to have a better tire under it. But I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a pedal fest. Bunch of smoke, bunch of fire, hopefully.
It's good for the shop. It's good for all the guys. Everybody kind of gets fired up and starts choosing sides and having some fun.
This will be Adam's ride. A 60s checker taxi built for a client who can't drive it anymore. Barry promised to stretch its legs once in a while.
We're having a good time with it. He's going to lose, but we're having a good time with it.
There's $20 for the winner and bragging rights.
Barry wanted to bet $5, and I said, don't be so cheap, and let's bet 20.
And I don't usually bet unless I'm going to win.
Barry could do with extra winnings. Phil's flourishes cost another $3,000, bringing the spendometer to $28,000 and 150 work hours. But Barry's a happy customer.
All the gold leaf has been engine turned. It's all been done by hand. Phil's gone back inside and done purple to black fade. He put some swirly kind of things in like he would have done in the 60s. The car's going to be a stunning car. If you like gassers, you're going to like the car.
Barry's betting everything they'll be gasser fans at the Vegas auction.
That's good.
But is he looking in the right place?
It's right where it needs to be.
It's hard to beat the razzle-dazzle of a Vegas auto auction.
Economically perfect in every way, and it's show condition. Great car.
Barry White's scheduled to be here in just 10 days with another speed shop first, a 50s super muscle car.
You could show a picture to anyone on the planet, pretty much, and they could tell you what it was.
This 57 Chevy was to be a straight restoration for the street.
You might want to stop drawing that.
But Barry had a better idea. Turn it into a drag racer. The Exterminator. Now, he has another brainwave.
Had a thought, since we're doing a gasser out of it, street gasser, about maybe taking it, calling the people to NHRA Museum and seeing if we can maybe finagle our way in there to have an auction at the museum.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, what better place to have an auction than, you know, right where that's the whole theme of the car.
The National Hot Rod Racing Association Museum is hallowed ground for speed fans. For an afternoon at least, Barry's 57 Chevy would mix it with the best.
It'd be in some good company with all the other cars up there.
Switching auction venues is one thing. Now Barry wants to experiment with the style of auction too.
Why don't we see if we can maybe do a silent auction where people come in and bid what they feel bid, or maybe we can have rounds of bidding or something, and try to make this work out. So it'd be kind of cool, kind of more relaxed atmosphere, kind of a little bit more fun.
That'd be cool.
Come on, be a man.
Barry's never done a silent auction before.
More hats.
But if Chris can bag the NHRA venue, they'll be selling in Dragster Heartland.
Pump? Fuel pump?
This wild idea better work. Barry's spending another 10 grand on race parts, taking the spendometer to 38,000 with 260 work hours.
Parachute. Really?
Cool. The price heads further north when the John Barrett custom engine arrives.
Excellent. It's a small piston engine, and he says it should make, with the blower, with the Wyand supercharger on it, 871, should make a minimum of 750 horse, so should be just about right. There'll be a lot of noise when this thing takes off.
The Chevy's tilt front means the John Barrett will be regularly on display. Barry wants the whole engine bay built for show.
We're trying to do the whole polish thing, everything as shiny as we can make it. Look kind of more like a show car. I'm taking some aluminum and making some panels to cover up the original firewall. Problem is we got to make them in smaller pieces because we don't want to take all the bracing off the firewall. This is totally old school, you know, hammering it. Usually got a roller or whatever, but I'm just hammering it over real quick, and we're gonna Scotch-Brite them and probably engine turn them to make them look kind of like the old 60s gasser. That's kind of our whole idea, is to keep that theme throughout the whole car.
Although the 57 Chevy will be street legal, it won't be a family ride. There's a racing shifter.
Because you're gonna be pushed back in the seat at that point.
A tilt front end.
We'll be able to grease these things so it'll open and close all the time. This thing moves so easy, it's great.
A racing fuel cell and special battery compartment. They'll put more weight over the rears, but more importantly, keep the Exterminator safe.
The battery is a sealed battery, and it's a gel battery. So this battery could get cut into 2 pieces and nothing would ever hurt you. Nothing can come out of it. The gas tank, it's got a foam filling in it. If it was to break, the gas can't just gush out. It'll trickle out rather than gushing out. It's all about safety in the trunk.
Payday is just 6 days away.
Hey.
And so is the drag strip showdown between Barry and Adam in a checkered taxi gasser.
Who do you think's gonna be the fastest?
Who are you talking to?
Both of you.
I still think I'll take 20 bucks.
The last thing you'll see is Tony's name on the back, on the deck lid.
Yeah, you'll be staring at the stars.
Hey, bring a fresh 20. That's all I can tell you.
Barry is not allowed around the taxi within an hour of the drag race.
Whatever the result, Barry's Chevy will sound like a winner through MagnaFlow exhausts.
Well, we're doing full 3-inch headers back, 4-inch case with a 3-inch core to go with the pipe. Barry's telling me, give it some noise. So we went with one of the smallest mufflers we got, see what it does.
It'll sound mean and look mean, with a custom grill snarling up front.
These guys rock, don't they? Look at that. We want something different. We just don't want to put a stock grill in the thing. So they're going to build a round tube grill. Very nice.
It's adjustable too, so after the 2 holes are put in here, Barry,
Yeah.
you can adjust it in, out, and up and down.
Watch out, Dean. Just kidding.
It's very Mad Max-ish. It's beyond Thunderdome.
In super muscle tradition, this classic American mark is being reborn with nostalgia and modern technology.
If you would have had the money to build a car like this in the 60s, you would have built it like this, you know, with the nice stuff that we have on the car.
Back then, you had drum brakes on. This thing's got 4-wheel disc brakes. You know, the modern aluminum seats versus just basically like a sheet metal van seat. That's what this is all about. Doing something different, making it cool.
One of the coolest components, the supercharged 427, is ready to fire.
Got enough fuel going in. Is it supposed to pre-prime?
It's seeing it.
I don't feel the injectors firing.
Hang on. You got power coming out of the computer for the injectors.
Doesn't seem to be priming right now. I don't know why. Maybe it is. We're just gonna have to pull the scoop off to check to see if it's wet. The injectors are firing to start the car up.
This has the team beat.
Injectors are dry. Wanna try it again?
Garrett's electrics are fine. Components are first class.
What's our voltmeter saying?
About 12.5.
Fuel line is solid.
78 pounds.
We got gas, we got spark, we should have a running engine. Stop!
With 2 days to auction, Barry doesn't need a mystery. In 48 hours, drag racing fans will be cruising to the National Hot Rod Association Museum in Pomona, California. They'll come to bask in speed history and a chance to bid on Barry White's latest creation. A 57 Chevy Gasser, christened the Exterminator.
The car is going to be a stunning car. If you like gassers, you're going to like the car.
But the Chevy may need a tow to the NHRA museum if they can't fix this.
You got a brand new car, you got a lot of complicated systems in it, so try to get everything working. You'd think at some point it would be wet.
Fuel isn't getting through.
Let me try it again.
The first thing you do is go through everything and try to figure out what's doing. No matter how much fuel you put in, the plugs are dry. You know, obviously at some point the plugs have got to get wet.
With the clock ticking down, there's no option but to start pulling down the supercharged 427.
Let's lift it up and set it over there. Kind of tip it. What do you think?
Just bring it over that way.
Yep, that's it. Wait.
Problem solved.
Look, warning! Remove this before you do anything.
In the rush, Barry forgot some paperwork.
This is totally my fault. I'll take responsibility for all of it. This is totally my fault.
To whomever at home is trying to work on a car, take this sticker off.
It's really good paper. Doesn't let any fuel through.
Now the wind blower isn't blocked. The engine should fire.
Let me try it again.
It's loud, it's got some power, and it's good. That's what it's all about.
Normally, the crew would be drooling over the throb of 700-plus horsepower.
It's good braking. Okay, it runs.
But it's been a frustrating night.
I'm going home.
You're going home and you're going to read that book. That's your homework for tonight.
See you tomorrow.
Next day, with the Chevy complete, everyone's feeling a little better.
I get very excited when I see something come to life that I started out as a piece of paper or a thought in my head.
Final price, $58,000. 380 work hours.
Just a beast. It's just pure horsepower. It's real strong.
Barry's team have captured a classic era of speed, a timeless tribute to the quarter mile, and something else too. It's super muscle sculpture.
To me, they don't even have to run. To me, they're just a piece of art, just the way they look. With the right wheels and tires and the stance and the blown injected motor sticking out of the hood, and you know, all these things are what make the car what it is, and it brings back those memories. Once you get bit by that bug, you just can't ever seem to get rid of it.
Barry's bid all right, and he's hoping bidders have been too. But first, an airport rendezvous. There's going to be some flying at this Californian airstrip, along the ground.
We've got a blown injected Hemi, taxi cab, and so we thought that'd be kind of an appropriate car. It's about as crazy as the 57, so it'd be kind of fun.
Barry and Adam are set to shake out the exterminator the best way they know.
All right, man, let's have some fun. You ready?
Yep.
All right. $20 bet to see who gets to the other end first. It's kind of slippery. It's going to be a driver, peddler, you know. We got a lot more power, but we'll see if we can get any of it to the ground.
Both cars are Barry's creations, but Adam wants to make his mark, not just as a builder, but as a driver.
Finally get to race Barry. Been a long time coming.
In the warm-up, Barry gets his first feel of the Chevy's potential.
It's real strong. It's extremely strong. I think Adam just lost 20 bucks. Unless I'm smoking the tires and he leaves me sitting there.
Time for Barry to catch a cab. First across the makeshift finish line, the boss.
Where's my 20 bucks? Is that a good, real one? You didn't make that one?
I'm out of here.
But Barry's big bet is still to come. It's cruise night for California's nostalgic race fans. At the National Hot Rod Association Museum, they've come to show their hardware, swap stories, and check out the newest addition to their ranks.
It's a really cool place to be. It's where all the enthusiasts are. This is the core of what we do. All the people out here love cars. It doesn't get any better than this.
Barry's hoping it's payday in dragster heartland.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful restoration. It's nostalgic look. What I wanted to do to my 57, never could, because it was my mom's.
The lines on it, nice. It's got style, personality.
I like the front end, how they did the front end, straight axle.
Makes our blood boil to see stuff like this. But it's definitely better than my first date and my first kiss all rolled together.
Looks like Barry's in the right place.
We got a couple guys that are pretty interested in it, and then we'll see where they go. Somebody's going to own it tonight, I can tell you that.
This evening, we are going to be conducting a sealed auction bid.
So far, Barry's gasser instincts have been on the money. Now he's counting on someone in this room writing him a check for at least $58,000. In Pomona, California, nostalgia fans return from a cruise night to the National Hot Rod Association Museum. Inside California's hallowed Hall of Speed, there's nothing slow about the past. A sublime collection of historic race cars draws visitors from around the world. Barry White's been here many times, but today he gets to bring his own ride. A 57 Chevy Super Muscle gasser.
It's cool to go to the NHRA Museum, have the car, you know, with some old gassers and stuff that's historic cars. I mean, I've been around drag racing all my life, you know, growing up around it, so it's really an honor.
For those interested in bidding, you basically sign your name and the amount of your bid, and you let your checkbooks do the talking.
There will be 3 rounds in this silent auction.
Going to bid, come on forward here.
In round 1, bidders over $35,000 will qualify for round 2.
Up here to this
I think it's going to be different. It won't be, you know, 3 minutes of chaos.
In bidding, again, please
a lot of times they just have to bid or just back off because they're not sure what they're buying.
After everyone has bid, we will reveal who the high bidders are and who those bidders are that qualify to go into the second round.
In this silent auction, Barry knows buyers have to reveal their hand early.
It's definitely different. I can't play any games. It's all going to come down who's going to pay the most for the car.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 bidders who have bid $35,000. They will be going into the next round.
Round 2, the reserve rises to $55,000. Who will stay in the game?
Put your bids in. If you meet that maximum of $55,000.
It's a beautiful vehicle. It just caught my fancy. I think I'd like to own it. I'm going to at least give it a try.
The color. And the fact that I called my wife and asked her if I can do it, and she said yeah.
Round 2 bids are in.
Okay, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Murray Bryant, you have bid $55,000. Mr. Marty Ponton, Mr. Anthony Monaco, Mr. Brett Lewis, you have a bid of $55,000. Give them a huge round of applause. Wow.
4 potential buyers make the last round. It's open season on the 57 Chevy.
All 4 of you get to put your best foot forward. This is a no-holds-bar final bidding opportunity tonight. Whoever wants that car, you have to put your best foot forward.
Barry needs at least $58,000 to break even. But profit is the name of the game.
We've had it about 15 years now.
Really? Just 4 weeks ago, the Chevy was a neighbor's everyday driver. Barry planned to restore it for the showroom until they got under its skin.
We're going to replace half the damn car by the time we're done.
That's not going to work.
So Barry changed horses midstream.
You might want to stop drawing that.
They'd convert this American classic into a drag strip gasser with gold leaf lettering.
Gonna be a lot of noise.
A 427 blown John Barrett special with 700 plus horses. The Exterminator rose from the rust to become a street legal monster.
It's real strong. It's extremely strong.
You are the first in line, sir.
Now, a silent auction is about to decide its new owner.
Take as much time as you need here up at the bidding box. I know it's tough here. You might have to take out a second mortgage on the home.
You know, it's taking 20, 30 minutes to go through the whole thing. Gives us a little chance to stay loose and not get so uptight. May make the bidders a little more nervous. They got time to think about it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Final bids are in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at that time. Now, I'm going to read off the bids. We have a bid of $62,555. The next bid, $70,000. Oh my God. Wow. $75,250 has been bid. I have one bid left. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a bid of $81,500. The winner is none other than Mr. Murray Bryant. Give him a huge round of applause. He is taking home the Exterminator.
With a cost price of $58,000, Barry spiked a profit of $23,500.
Barry's been a great customer and friend for a year or so, and I'm really happy that he got this car because I know how much he wanted it. It's just a cool deal, and it's exciting for us to have somebody with that kind of passion own the car.
It's an artwork. It's not a car, it's a piece of art. You know, it's unbelievable. It's a one of a kind. Nothing else exists like that. I came here tonight to buy that car.
Cool.
Period.
That's cool. What's your wife going to say now?
Well, could you keep it in your shop for a while?
I'll keep it in the shop for a while.
I need to break her into it slowly.
Okay.
Okay.